I like these chips, but what I want to say is like with DVR, they want me to reapply at Gordy's a grocery store that almost shut it down last year, but is owned by their supplier called Spartan Nash, which is stationed in Minnesota. So, like I said, and I don't want to say this to CRI. You know what Gordy's will say as soon as you find out? They're going to say, A, we don't have full-time positions for you here. We're not going to give you full-time hours or hours like you'd want. We're not going to give you medical insurance like you would want. And then here's another kicker. So what would they tell me about my pay that I'm getting at Menards? Well, they would say, we're not going to pay you not even $9 an hour. You can forget it. Let alone we're not going to pay you 10 something. We're not even going to pay you around 11 something. Forget it. And they'll look at the application and they'll tell CRI, we decided on a different client of yours to go on to. This is where I don't really want to tell it to CRI. There is, and I hate to say it to Greg Summerfield, if you couldn't understand what I was saying in your voice message, then you're a moron. Because I hate to say it, I've had employers say hello first and they didn't introduce themselves. And I said yeah, or hello, and I didn't introduce myself either. And here's the thing. They then went and still hired me back when I was living in a smaller town. So, now, and this is the thing I don't want to say to CRI. You know, it's like, do you realize that I don't want to be a cashier anymore due to what happened to me at Menards? I can't work in a factory. And here's the thing. I would have a lot of places just slamming a door in my face. So, it's like, how do I tell also, CRI, if I go into a manufacturing place, a factory, and I can't stand for 8 hours, I'm sitting there bouncing around because I'm in pain because of my left foot and my right knee. They're going to say, well, it was nice knowing you, and they're going to fire me, and then I'll be unemployed. And then I'd be right back here seeing DVR again, probably with a different vendor again. And they're going to say, well, we recommend you taking this certain job then. Yeah. And they're not really thinking, you know. So, and this is where I don't really want to say it either, but to CRI on this, I'm thinking that if I don't get a different job by Black Friday in November, I'm just gonna message Jean Tremblay and saying, you can mail me the papers, I'll sign them, and we'll close the file right now. And then I'll just represent myself because this is getting ridiculous. When I was living down south, you didn't have to do all this special stuff to get in a job. No. They didn't give a damn about how you answered the phone when they called you. They would just say, hello, we are from so-and-so store company. And then, like I said, up here, no, they're way too picky. And it's like, I hate to say this, if Eau Claire was the size and population of Black Earth Falls, and let's say, and I had applied at Target, say Target was there, I would have gotten the job in there last year, the year I started at Menards. I wouldn't have worked at Menards for not only probably 2-3 weeks. I would have been out of Menards. Yeah, just like that. And I would have had a whole different job and moved on. And this is the thing. If Woodman's was in a town as the size and amount of population as Black Earth Falls, I would have been hired right on the spot at Woodman's. I wouldn't be working at Menards. They wouldn't have cared. They would have said, can you work these days? Yes. Can you work these hours? Yes. Can you work these holidays? Yes. Boom. You have been in there. I never would have been on carts at Menards. Like I said, Menards pretty much put me to a job I didn't want. I said no, like I told CRI. I told Menards I didn't want the job. After they tried me one day. But they put me to it anyway. So, like I said, I got cashier numbers, but they haven't had me on the register since January of 2018. And now there's been talks like they want me back on the register. It's like, do you realize I've forgotten how to use the register some? And now I guess the excuse CRI's making is, Shopko in Lake Cali, aka Chippewa Falls, is only hiring seasonal cashiers. And they said, it would be a conflict of interest if you work at Menards and us. And I'm sitting there going, I know, because I've been drilled this in my head. So it's like, I'm shaking my head. It's like, do you realize you're going to get a lot of turn downs, CRI, once they find out how much I'm making at Menards? Because when they hear $11.98 per hour, and they're not going to want to start me out at that, they're going to make up an illegal excuse why they turned me down on a job. And then they're going to move on to the next one. Especially when they hear how many hours Menards gives me. They're going to say, we can't do that. And they'll come up with an excuse.